Hey, 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 everyone. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Hope you're doing well. And it's time for our weekly track roundup, where I go over what I felt were the worst and the best tracks of the week. Had a busy week this week, so I'm going to try to go over a lot of these songs quickly and effectively. They're all linked down below per usual. There are a few links that I want to shout out before I get too deep into the weekly track roundup. Of course, down there in the description box is our Patreon page. Get over there, get access to some exclusive monthly bonus content. And we also have a link down below is a pre-order for our wonderful charity compilation with money going to the Immigrant Legal Resource Center. We have a limited amount of vinyl pre-orders, and in fact, I think less than really the last 1,000 of these that we're going to print. So if you want one of these exclusive black and yellow vinyls with some exclusives and B-sides and rarities from the likes of Shoo Shoo, Open Mike Eagle, Pilafia, Haru Namuri, Zealand Ardor, Oxbow. We have Street Sects on here too, Igloo Ghost, HMLTD, Cult Crimes, Chong the Nomad, and Common NASA, and Couch Your Chest is on here too. If you want access to all of that, grab that vinyl. And yeah. That's it. Our Amazon and Turntable Lab links are down there as well. And this is the worst tracks this week, which there were quite a few of, honestly. Last week, we kind of got by with no worst tracks at all, no songs that I thought were really worth talking about that I hated or disliked. This week, not as lucky, unfortunately. First off, Panda Bear with a brand new single, Playing the Long Game. Panda Bear essentially vocalizing in his usual way over a shimmering trap beat. Did not need to know that this could happen, had no interest in this fusion of sounds. I mean, it's not a stereotypical trap beat. It's a trap-ish beat. I'll say that. It's trap enough to be distracting and just feel like Panda Bear contextually is putting himself in a really average place that is incredibly unimpressive. So not really digging on this new track, especially considering how creative a lot of the sound palettes were from his last full-length LP. We also have a little TJ over here with the song One Take, which is a painfully bland, nasal, little crooned trap ballad with not much going on for it in terms of flavor or memorability. We also have French Montana, Twisted, Juicy J, Logic, and not really A$AP Rocky. He's on the track, but he does not do a feature. And Juicy J is pretty much just on the hook here. The French Montana verse is not good. And who the hell would ever want to hear Logic mixed up with these three on a track? Plus the instrumental is bland as hell. Not into it. It's not good. All right, we also have FKA Twigs, brand new song over here. I thought this new track would be much better than the Future cut that dropped a little while back, but outside of the Radiohead-ish piano chords and some of the vocalizations here and there, I am not liking this track at all. In fact, the production is so horrible, it's embarrassing. Some of the weird vocal manipulations and effects thrown on Twig's voice sound quite bad and don't really do anything for the song, which is weakly structured, boring, not really captivating in any sense of the word. I'm not really sure I have anything positive to say about this song at all. Just thought it was really weak, incredibly weak. Next, Cigarettes After Sex continue to be one of the blandest and most uninteresting indie pop outfits out there. Falling in Love is the name of the new track over here. I'm just not really getting the appeal. The guitars sound dime a dozen, the drums sound dime a dozen, the vocals sound dime a dozen, the songwriting sounds dime a dozen. There's literally nothing about this band that is distinct or memorable or really worth noting. I just don't get it. And the new Camila Cabello track, Easy. It is the most stereotypical, formulated piece of pop balladry that I've heard, at least in the past few months, right down to the boring, subdued verses that do absolutely nothing, to the overly processed vocals on the hook that just sound alien. It's a really gutless piece of pop, and yeah, it's completely useless. We also have Blueface and God, Blueface. Close up. Terrible track. You know, it's really saddening and shocking how quickly Blueface like lost all the original appeal that he broke into the scene with. I mean, sure, there are a few funny one-liners here and there on this new cut over here, but for the most part, his wild delivery, his off-kilter, off-beat rap and flow style is just really out the window now, and he's settled into a very slick, very commercial, very predictable sound that really doesn't do anything other than neuter the I guess I want to say the Bay Area sound. I guess it's boring. And let's get into the tracks that I thought were kind of meh. Not crazy, not driving me up a wall or anything, but a little underwhelming. Certainly worth your attention. You might dig them more than me. First off, you hate to say it, and you hate to see it, but the new Swans track, The Hanging Man. Many of the guitar passages on this track I thought were a little tedious. Michael Gira's vocal performance is probably the best thing about the entire cut. It's animated, he's shouty, although I won't say that there's anything groundbreaking about his singing on this track. And it's really just the progression of the song that's the most uninspired, because while, sure, the first several minutes of the track are nothing new for Swans, very much in the same vein as everything else they've been dropping off their past 3 records. I mean, I could see myself liking this track if it progressed to a more exciting place over the 10-minute plus runtime that it offers here, but it really doesn't. All I can really do is hope that maybe this song is like a transitional cut along the length of a larger project that Swans is going to be releasing very soon. If it's not, I'm just not really sure why this track needs to be the length and the size that it is, because while there are some intriguing passages here and there, it doesn't really head to an interesting or climactic place by the finish. So I'm just not sure. We have Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, this track Hollywood, off of the new record Ghosteen, which I'm going to be talking about very soon. I'm not going to get into the depths of this track because I plan on reviewing this record very soon, but do know that the Nick Cave record is out. I do plan on talking about it, and this track Hollywood is a very lengthy, instrumentally intricate epic with a lot of somber vocals from Nick himself. We also have this new track from Moneybagg Yo and Megan Thee Stallion. There are elements of this track that I like. All That is the name of the track. And I guess I'm just disappointed that this is like the most raunchy and sexual track, and it's just not really sexy at all. I'm just not sure what's off about it. I think there could be more Megan on the track. I also think Moneybagg's voice is a little goofy, and some of the lyrics are a little corny. You know, I do like the raunchiness of it, but there's nothing really all that sexy about the track, unfortunately. And I do like some hard-hitting, raunchy rap music, but to my ears, this was just not it. We also have Liz Phair, who is back. Liz Phair. Liz frickin' Phair, who has never completely disappeared from the limelight, ever, but still. Good Side is the name of her new single over here. It's a pretty decent little indie / alternative acoustic rock tune. You know, it's a little cleanly produced and a little predictable, but it's not bad. It's not bad. Vocals are pretty good. The tune is fine. And Julien Baker, who has come through with the song Tokyo, another sad, slow burning indie singer-songwriter banger over here. Julien Baker. Shout out to her. Gucci Mane featuring Little Baby. Quirky instrumental on this one. Few dope lines from Gucci, but Little Baby tends to weigh down any track that he appears on because he's just absolutely boring. And DJ Shadow, unfortunately, this latest track from his upcoming project, Urgent, Important, Please Read, featuring Rockwell Knuckles, Tef Poe, and Daemon, is just not, a little underwhelming. Just not all that great. I think the beat is a little bland, and the features could have been more exciting. We also have JT's First Day Out from City Girls. Yes, one half of the City Girls is now back out of prison after what I remember to be credit card fraud, if I recall correctly. And while I'm not super crazy about every bar that is dropped in this track, it's a pretty heartfelt track. It's a pretty passionate song about essentially making her long-awaited return. And I guess let's see if City Girls kill it past here. And let's get into the tracks that I thought were the best ones this week. Quite a few. Lot to cover. Ba-bam. We have this new Nina Kraviz vocal remix of St. Vincent's in New York, as there is a new sort of expanded or sort of, I guess, remix version of that record coming out very soon. Excuse me. And this one's pretty heady, very cerebral, a lot of very understated vocals, driving dance beats. It's pretty minimal, but I like it a lot. We also have, loving this new track, Sugar, Honey, Ice, Tea, S.H.I.T from Princess Nokia. Loving that she's making this amazing entrance into the realm of horn-backed pop rap, and she's doing it with so much personality, so much humor, and with a focus on just haters, the typical shit people like to hear, but still, she's killing it in this format. Again, vocals and flow sound great, energy is amazing, personality is out there and bold, and music video is pretty fun too. So shout out to Princess Nokia. Omni, this group who I'm now finding out about thanks to Sub Pop Records, has this track out titled Courtesy Call, and it's a very fun, angular piece of, I guess, art punk, post-punk, with some weird, tight bass and guitar licks and very strange, out there lead vocals. It sounds a lot older than it actually is. This actually sounds like some post-punk that you would hear in like 1981, but instead it's like 2019, and it's still pretty fun. Digging it a lot. It's very good. Shout out to Kim Gordon of Sonic Youth fame, who is really kind of building up big time to this new solo effort that she's going to be releasing, or rather has released, and I hope to talk about soon. I'm not going to talk too much about this track. It's wild, it's noisy, it's exciting. I'm going to be talking about this record soon. You'll hear me. Lights Up, Harry Styles, new track. Liked it. Full thoughts on a track review over at the Fantano channel. Thought that the moody nocturnal shift Harry makes on this track, along with some of the shimmering, beautiful choral vocals worked into the track, were quite nice. It's a little Maroon 5, it's a little Sam Smith, but I dug it a lot. Also, shout out to Guerilla Toss, who continue to kill it with some of the most futuristic, angular rock, pop, and post-punk music in the game. Digging on this new track over here that they have dropped titled Future Doesn't Know. Also, Caribou with this wonderful song called Home, which features a lot of driving dance beats, some hip-hop loops, some soul samples, some subdued but sweet and effective lead vocals. It's a real mix of genres over here. Not a mix that you typically hear in a Caribou song, but it comes together really nicely, really effectively, and I'm loving it. Also, shout out to Bonnie Prince Billy, who continues to drop one solid ballad after another from his forthcoming LP, In Good Faith, is the title of this new one. It's a beautiful tune. Black Mountain comes through with one of the most badass tracks that I've heard them drop in a while. What's Your Conquest is the name of this new one. Good riffs, good drums, good grooves. Vocals are okay, but I'm loving the fusion of those analog synthesizers into the mix. Sounds a little futuristic for them, and I'm loving it. BJ the Chicago Kid and Ari Lennox, Time Today remix. Who knew these two had this level of chemistry on a fucking song? God damn. I mean, it's rare that I am blown away by BJ the Chicago Kid. Admittedly, I've not dived deeply enough into the Ari Lennox record as much as I should have this year, and I do have plans to do that at some point. But I am incredibly impressed with what these two have done together on this remix. Again, chemistry off the charts on this track. Wonderful energy they're bringing together on this one. Very sexy, very loving, very sensual, very fun. And Big Thief, new record out, I believe. And this new one over here, Two Hands. I'm digging on it quite a bit. I'm very happy to be going into this new record with two songs that I am enjoying a lot, as opposed to their last record, which I thought was very underwhelming. So I'm being given hope. Reason to be excited to listen to this new LP. I don't want to count Big Thief out because they seem like one of the biggest new things in indie folk, and so many people love them and are excited about them. And I see the talent there. I just didn't think it was executed all that well in the last full-length LP. Maybe this new one will wow me. We will see. And Ashnikko, Stupid, Young Baby Tate on the feature. It's a weird, tongue-in-cheek, left-field, zany, neon-colored banger with some very blunt and pretty funny lyrics. I'm liking the energy that Ashnikko is bringing to the table. It's weird, it's wild, it's fun. Let's go. And, AMA, an artist who I came into thanks to an email from the artist herself. Slip is the name of this new track over here. It's a quirky, fun, super catchy little blend of pop and alternative R&B. It's a great track. It's a great track. It's really good. Also, fun little music video attached to it as well. And looking forward to hearing where she goes from here, because to my ears, this is not a bad single. It's not a bad single at all. So... And that has been the weekly track roundup, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you got some good recommendations out of this video. All the songs that I talked about are linked down below. Check them out for yourselves. And remember, once more, linked down below, our compilation, charity compilation, Immigrant Legal Resource Center. Pick up copies before they go out. The last 1,000, we've already sold well over 1,000 of these so far, so we are down to less than 1,000 of these. Pick it up before it goes away. And remember, our Patreon is down there too. And yeah. You guys are the best. Anthony Fantano, weekly track roundup forever.